Hi, I'm Tim Cashel from Revolve, and today I'm here with Vince Ayala from Barco, and we're going to go over the EC210 controller for the EventMaster systems. And before we do that, Vince, first of all, tell people why is it important, or why should they use a controller with their EventMaster systems?
So, a controller like EC200, it adds functionality to the entire system, bottom line, right? You know, what we've seen is that people know and love the EC30, the EC50, because those are small, compact controllers. But what the EC200 and EC210 bring to it is what we call the advanced programming section, or advanced programming area, which is, you know, you take a look at the controller, here's basically an EC50, right? But what the EC200 and 210 bring is this whole right-hand panel. We have, you know, X, Y, and size controllers. We have
quick access keys.
Yeah, quick access keys, contextual adjust keys. We have syntax-based programming, you know, involved. It's just it's designed to be, you know, an all-in-one system. You know.
Now, do you need to have a laptop running EventMaster to use the 200s?
No, and that's what varies from, or that's what differs from the 30, the 50, 30 and 50 up to the 200. And 210 is the console. The 210 has one built in. The 200 and 210 has a PC built into it.
Okay, so they can run by themselves without having to run the software on a separate machine.
Absolutely, completely independent. Now you could have a machine, you know, a PC hooked up next to it.
Running backup or...
Exactly,
okay.
But it does not need its own PC to operate.
Great. So what are the main features of the 210 console?
Okay, so 200 versus 210. 210 comes with these buttons here, the play, pause, and stop buttons built into natively to it. Now, they do work, the buttons do work the same on the 200. They just don't have this screen printing on
So is there a way to get the buttons or stickers to put on there?
Yeah, certainly. You can give us a call. We'll send you some appliques, and you just stick them right on like little stickers.
Okay.
You know, and you're off to the races.
Is that used primarily for the cues feature?
It is,
okay.
Absolutely. So bring up a cue list. You can play, pause, and stop through those cues, you know, just with the flick of a button.
Okay. What else is new?
Well, we have the power button on the front panel here. So the power button works very similar to the original power button that was placed on the touchscreen interface. Now, if you turn it off that way, or turn it off with either one of these two, you can actually power it back up. So it gives you a soft reset up, soft restart option.
Okay.
Basically.
All right.
The other major differences between the 200 and 210 are the input and the outputs that are on the rear panel. So the input on the rear panel allows us to utilize this left monitor as an input.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we could do like a multi-view or an external input onto this. It does replace this instance of EventMaster tools.
Okay, and that's a full 1920 by 1080 monitor, so any
absolutely
1920 HD source can come in there.
Yep, full 1920 raster.
How does one switch to that external source?
Oh, to select that, we'll go into our settings. We'll go into the controller tab, and then external input, and we'll just check that right there, and then it'll see.
And that'll look at the external input.
Exactly.
And then uncheck out to go back.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, you'll notice you got this third monitor hanging off the desk now.
Yep.
What's that all about?
So the third monitor, if you take a look at the back plane again, you'll see an external output. That external output can now power a third instance of EventMaster toolset. So you'll have 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, so it's not a duplicate of one of these, it's actually its own output.
It's its own standalone physical output. Now, one of the things we want to point out since we're here, and if you wouldn't mind, maybe grab that mouse and let's take a look at where the mouse is here. So if we take a look at the mouse and we move it up, you'll see the mouse pops up from down here on this monitor.
Okay, so that means that the virtual orientation of that screen is actually above these two.
Exactly. Okay. That's perfect. So in this configuration, it's off to the left, but the actual screen space is up above.
Now, is that something the user can change, or is it pretty much locked into being right above?
It's locked into being right above because we figure you'll want to go vertical as opposed to spreading out on maybe a table in a ballroom, right? You know, horizontal space is at a premium in situations like that.
As long as they know that if they want to get to those external monitors, they're above these and not to the left or the right.
Exactly. Yep,
okay.
It's above.
So anything what's really new on the inside of the 210 versus the 200?
Everything. Pretty much we changed all the internals of the 210 versus the 200. So the internals for the 200 were becoming EOL, and they were becoming harder and harder to find. So we just said, scrap it, we'll upgrade it all. So we've changed it over to like an i7 processor, big beefy. We've upgraded RAM, hard disk, the whole thing. We've gotten rid of the hard drive. So it's a one nice clean package.
Is it faster than the 200?
Oh, it's faster. It's so much wefaster.
Okay. You know, if we'd happen to have a 200 here, we probably should have a race between the 210 and 200 and see how much faster it is.
Yeah, let's race them.
So let's have a race. Hey, and look at that. We've got an EC200 and EC210 side by side. So I guess we're going to have a race.
Yeah, let's race them.
So let's have a race. All right, let's start the race in 3, 2, 1. All right, so it looks like we got the new logos on the 210 versus the old Barco logo. File screens are going here. Got splash screens and the workspace. There we go. And the workspace over there. Okay. And as far as the connection goes, I'm going to go ahead and connect to the E2.
Oh, I'm ready. So I'm going to do the same.
Okay, we've got connection to our E2 frame, and we have the connection over there. So overall, it didn't look like the boot process was that much faster.
It's not. It's so much faster.
But what advantage processing-wise would you have with a 210 in normal operation? In
normal operation, it's much snappier. It's what you think it should be, right? So we've had some people say 210's a little or 200's a little sluggish. You know, we'd like to see it a little bit faster. The 210 cures that. Totally fixes.
So when you're moving around Event Master and just clicking on menus and doing just general stuff, it feels like it's the right speed versus being behind you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's also a huge advantage in switching systems. So, you know, some people like to do maybe like an S3 and an E2 not linked, but
the two separate systems.
Two separate systems on the same network. So when you switch between those two, we've noticed the 200 just a little bit sluggish. You know, it takes a minute to connect. The 210 is so much faster.
Okay.
You know.
Now, if you do own a 200, is there an upgrade path to go from a 200 to a 210?
Absolutely. The upgrade path is just a kit, basically. We sell you for about $5,000 MSRP, which comes with the total new package for internals, the CPU, the motherboard, the whole thing, all the cables that you'll need, all the wiring that you'll need to do it. It's not a simple upgrade, you know, it's not just a drop-in, snap-in system.
So you should be comfortable with like PC repair or doing some build of PCs on your own.
If you've built a PC, you can totally do this swap. It's pretty simple. You just need zip ties, standoffs, the whole thing, right? It comes with everything that you'll need to do it. You'll basically pop the hood, get the original internals, put the new internals in, zip tie everything down, you're off and running. Now we have seen there's a customer out there who did post a video on the Barco Folsom IP YouTube channel showing the process. Not necessarily a step-by-step, but showing that it can be done and how long it took him to do it.
Okay.
Also included in the kit are the appliques for the
for those two little play and pause.
Yeah, play, pause, and stop. So you don't have to call us for those separately. They come with the kit.
Okay. All right, great. So that's a comparison of the EC210 and the EC200. If you'd like to purchase an EC210, you can contact your Barco representative or here at Evolve Distribution. We'll be glad to help you out. And thanks for watching.